Hey everyone, it's Ivan, kitbadger.com, out here for another first look. Some new stuff from Fisher Blade Werx, as well as Prometheus Design Werx and Neomag. We'll go ahead and start with this guy right here from Fisher Blade Werx. If only I had a knife to open this box, which I'm pretty sure is another knife. Fortunately I do. But, boom, that's nice. Ivan, here are a few of our newer blades. I'll be interested in hearing your feedback, positive and or negative. Thanks, Chaz. Pretty cool. And I do appreciate when people want feedback. They're like, hey, like, what do you actually, like, what do you like about this or not like? And sometimes it's meaningful because maybe my use case is different, or other times it's like, okay, well, wasn't made for that. So thank you. Appreciate your feedback. But man, all kinds of cool stuff in here. I'm gonna open that. I think there's a blade in there. That's pretty cool. McNasty. And I do actually really like Fisher Blade Werx, how they make essentially their user manuals, which are like TM manuals from the military. All right. Also for the Beckwith FS, full size, I believe. And then other cool stuff. Got a, well, one, we have a mortarman, even though I was an anti-tank assaultman. Got some patches, Constitution stickers, Band-Aid. Hopefully I don't need that, but we'll get to these right here. 2 knives. We'll start with this guy right here. I believe this one is the Beckwith full size. And I was right. Right here, proudly made in the USA. Pretty cool. It goes through talking about batch number, serial number, all that stuff. Sharpened, assembled by final inspection. Pretty rad. And then here we are. Beckwith full size. So if you remember a while back, I actually reviewed the Beckwith. And the Beckwith, honestly, a really cool little pocket blade. For pocket carry. This one is the full size. Dang, pretty stout. And so essentially a scaled up version. And if I recall correctly, with this sheath, while the other one's made for pocket carry, this is basically made to go on like a duty belt or a plate carrier or something like that. But man, that's going to be pretty rad. But there is more. So go ahead and check this guy out, which I think is the McNasty, I want to say. Again, goes through serial number, batch number, inspected by, assembled by. Awesome. And man, this is actually pretty neat. Dig it. One, I really appreciate DCC clips and the way the sheath is made. Just looking at it, basically deep concealment. So you could probably run this in your pocket if you wanted, and you can also obviously put it in your waistband, which I believe is kind of part of the design intent. That is actually really cool. And so these notches right here, I guess you could probably throw your thumb in there if you wanted to, but these notches are actually what the sheath grabs onto by the looks of it. Also, I don't think it really matters which way you resheath it. And then right here, I can't recall the name, but basically the way this is shaped right there, whether you're coming in with your pinky or you're coming over from your other side right there, essentially gives you something to grab and draw out. But that's pretty rad. Little dagger. Next up, this one right here from Prometheus Design Werx. Not using one of those Fisher Blade Werx. Gonna go with this $15 Mora, which does all of the knife things honestly pretty well. Definitely a tool, not a weapon. But what do we have inside here? More boxes. All right, well, let's start with this. Pretty sure I know what these are actually. If I can figure out the box. Nice. PDW does some really cool stuff. Right here, pretty sure these are stainless steel container. And then, if memory serves, this other one is basically larger and it has a divider, which is pretty neat. Check it out. Bam. These are super cool. And sure enough, yeah. There is obviously it's wrapped up, but you can slide this thing in here at any point and create a space. And something else really cool is there's actually a seal that goes around these. So I don't know that I'd celebrate it, but they're probably pretty waterproof. Not sure I would submerge them, but honestly, just really cool containers to basically build out a kit for whatever, honestly. I actually saw some cool pictures where they're making s'mores, like a s'mores kit essentially inside it. But let's see what else we got. And lastly, right here from PDW, boom. Oh, dang, did not realize it came with that. It's pretty cool. So, stainless steel water bottle, insulated, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, insulated, and 2 different lids, which is actually really cool. This one obviously has like a drinking spout. This one, not so much. And lasered with their like wilderness, ocean, mountains, all that stuff logo. That's pretty cool. I did not know it came with 2 lids. Very cool. But one more thing, this last one from Neomag. And right here, lastly, from buddies over at Neomag, what could it be? One, if you're unfamiliar with the Neomag, it's pretty neat. It's that's actually a really cool box design. You can unfold this whole thing and you basically have a reduced IPSC right there. But these, a couple things. So one, Sentry Straps, awesome. I was like, man, are these stuck together? And yes, they are, with the power of magnets. Sentry Straps are really cool. They basically will go right around the handguard essentially. And they will keep your sling out of the way and stowed. But you can just rip your sling free very easily. And unlike some other ones where you basically have an attachment kind of hanging, the magnet always finds its way back. So they're super clean, work great. And then this guy right here, which is really cool. So if you ever shoot revolvers, you will appreciate this right here. These things are really cool. So if you're familiar with revolvers and speed strips, or I guess if you're not, speed strips are pretty neat in that they essentially are a strip that are faster, i.e. speed, and they make it to where you can load a revolver way faster than if you just have like a pocket full of loose rounds. So we have this guy here, but Neomag made this pretty cool piece right here. Speed strips are great, except if you don't have a way to carry them, they kind of just float around in your pocket. So if you go Winchester on your revolver, it's time to reload. You're digging around like, man, where did I put those things? So with this thing from Neomag, we basically have a clip right here. This will allow us to put this down into whatever pocket. I'll go ahead and put it right there, for example. Then, should I have my revolver and go Winchester? Couple things. One, I have an 8-shot revolver. So something cool about this setup is you can actually undo these screws and you can put a different speed strip in there, like an 8-shot. But it allows me to take this, bring it over, boom, boom, boom. back in action. Dump that and finish whatever work needs to get taken care of. But pretty cool. Super excited to honestly put in time with all of this stuff. Probably not at the same time. Largely it's kind of some different items for different adventures, but when I put in time, I'll bring you guys full reviews. And if you want to check any of this stuff out, you can check out links down below. And as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.